Hey, so I wanted to make a quick video. Um, I don't really. Let me I hate looking at myself when I talk. Let me just put that down a sec. I'm not really sure. Like, this lens is so fucking big. I don't even know where the center of it is. I'm assuming it's that. I just kind of want to. Just want to talk candidly for a little bit about something some things that have been on my mind for quite some time, and I've just wanted to sort of air them in some sort of format. I've never been good at making YouTube videos. I've never been good at talking to a camera, knowing that there's no one at the moment, like at the moment watching me. Like, streaming slightly different because I guess it feels more, there's someone there. But see, this is what I mean. I just rant. This is my thing. That's why I prefer streaming. Yeah, welcome in. I'm gonna talk candidly about some things that I've been thinking about, and yeah, it has to do a lot with streaming. Twitch streaming, to be exact. And how I feel about it, about myself, about the stream that I currently do, and yeah, just get some things off my chest, really, just air them out. And probably not many people are going to watch this anyway, so I feel pretty comfortable just throwing it out there, just like a little diary, really. I should start off with saying, my name's Dave. I've been streaming as of tomorrow, 3 years on the day. 3 years ago tomorrow, and it's blowing my mind when I think about it, really. But 3 years ago tomorrow is the first time I decided to start streaming, and that makes me really sad for some reason. Time goes so goddamn quickly when you stream, when you commit to streaming week in, week out. It goes so quick. Just like any sort of commitment, it moves incredibly fast. Anything that you're passionate about as well. And I've had moments, where the passion's been full swing, and you just want to go for it and put every ounce of your being into it. But then I've had moments where there's nothing I want to do less than be live. It's like anything, and I don't think the reality, dare I say, of Twitch streaming and the streaming lifestyle, if you could call it that, is talked about enough. Or maybe it is, and I'm just oblivious. I don't really use Reddit, so I don't know. You correct me. And that's another thing. If anyone disagrees with any points that I make or anything like that, feel free to fucking point it out. Feel free to just shoot it. But this is me just trying to be, honest and sort of put across my experience over the last 3 years from streaming at least an average of like 50 hours a month at the minimum. So it has been, for all intents and purposes, a second income. It has been a job. It has been something that I rely on. And that changes a lot of things quickly, And it keeps you in this constant tug of war. It keeps you in this constant tug of war of looking at it as both a place of enjoyment and fulfillment and as a place of business, right? It's not all just a big party. It's just some people like myself. It's like it's a valued income. It's well-being. It's the difference between making less than minimum wage a month and making like a pretty standard salary in the UK, and it can be the difference. It is the difference, actually. And yeah, just like anything, that changes the dynamic of it from time to time, and you can really get mixed up with the emotions that come with it. So that in itself is my first point, is that no one really prepares you for the onslaught of mixed emotions and constant mental tug of wars that come with being a Twitch streamer. Not necessarily knowing if you're gonna make $100 for the month or $600 for the month. And it does range and it does vary. There is no security within Twitch streaming unless you find a niche, I guess. So it's another thing to consider, is that it's very financially volatile depending on your audience and who watches your content, the kind of content There's so many factors. Yeah, it's crazy. There's so many factors that are at play that there is no real way, I guess, of knowing exactly whether or not people are going to stick to you and care for your stream. There's just no way of knowing. Not really. Let's say games that are more tailored towards children that play games, believe it or not, then you're not going to get you're not going to get as much monetization. If you play games and have a persona that caters more to adults and appeals more to adults, you're going to find people who have jobs and who can support you and your stream more financially. And that's, yeah, I know, that's the thing. There's no guidance. Unless you find people early on to help support you along the way, more like streamer buddies, that's one of my biggest pieces of advice to anyone who's thinking about getting into Twitch. Find mentally stable, great people who are just there to just have fun and no BS, no backstabbing, no bullshit. Because I've had bullshit. You know, it's a social place, right? Twitch is a social place. You're gonna fall out with people. You're gonna have fights. You're gonna have disagreements and arguments, and yeah, and some of it ain't pretty. And you know, I've had my fair share of shit. We're all human at the end of the day. I don't hold any grudges to anyone, but that's just life. You're gonna find a lot of life lessons when you bring yourself to Twitch, I find. But it doesn't need to be like that. Just keep your head on your shoulders and do what you want to do. But I definitely would not go into streaming with any sort of preconceived notion that you're going to make a living from it, because it will ruin you. It will ruin you mentally. It will take away your drive to want to stream every day. It will take it away very quickly when it becomes about the money and not about the process, about the fun, the enjoyment, the people, the good times that you experience, the laughs. When you start valuing the monetization over everything that made you want to get into it in the first place, the content creation, the meeting new people, making new friends, and sharing your passion with the world, then it gets a bit gloomy very quickly. But that's the thing, that's the trick, is which I still can't really figure out, is how do you keep that at the forefront when you don't feel like you're succeeding enough financially, right? That's hard. I'm still trying to figure that out. If anyone actually has any tips on that, feel free to shoot me a message. I'm not perfect. I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things, but all I can say is have fun and have a plan B and try not to take life too seriously and just have fun. Play what you want and go for it. Just fucking go for it, man, because I'm 3 years deep now and I don't regret it. I don't regret it, man. Met some great people who I share my life with now. Made some lifelong friends. It's worth it. It is worth it. But with that said, don't also sacrifice real world things for the goal, for the hobby. Keep it as a hobby. Keep it as a hobby, because you sacrifice a lot mentally, and your time, the amount of time that goes into streaming is outstanding. The amount of hours I've streamed is crazy. So just, yeah. I know none of this probably makes any sense, and I'm just rambling to my camera for a bit. If anything, this is quite good practice for me. So I'll take that away from this, that I am getting some experience, feeling comfortable talking to my camera for YouTube. So I'll take that with me. But yeah, I wish everyone who's thinking about getting into Twitch good luck. Dare I say, if you want to maybe check my shit out, yeah, you can probably find that around somewhere if you like. Not really too fussed, but yeah, we'll leave it there anyway. Thanks, guys. Take care.